I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair.
Life is brilliant, beautiful. It enchants us to the point of obsession.
I see him crying from time to time. He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful.
Maybe we're all cursed from the moment we're born.
A major theme in From Software games is death, not only as a gameplay mechanic, but also in its storytelling. When it comes to the NPCs, it's very common amongst the fandom to say, if you like this character, don't even talk to him. And then you like them so much that you follow their quest line anyway, until the most shocking twist of all happens, they die at the end. And you cry all over again as if you didn't go through the same thing with the previous 20 NPCs. Fuck this guy though, glad he's dead. So of course it's no surprise that Elden Ring continues to honor the boner that Miyazaki must get every time he kills a beloved character. Elden Ring is, after all, essentially Dark Souls 4. Right?
However ruined this world has become, life endures, births continue. There is beauty in that. Is there not?
What is this? Appreciation for life in my From Software game? Impossible. And what is all those bright, beautiful vistas? Where are my gloomy, grey maps to explore? Miyazaki, you're losing your edge here, man.
Oh, cuz, I'm glad you came. But we're fine now. Dialos fought the poacher, though quite a lot of us got broken.
Oh. Okay.
Are the jars? Are they alright? Did I defend them? Then all is well. This fool proved his worth in the end.
Wait.
This is goodbye, my dear, but I am satisfied. I choose to lie with Godwin of my own will, not the remains of one chosen for me.
Wait, what's going on here?
Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
Miyazaki, are you doing what I think you're doing?
I'll remain with Hugh. He made me who I am today. I'd like to return the kindness, in whatever small way I can.
Are these characters finding purpose and acceptance in their last moments? What is this? Kirby? Where are my characters losing everything dear to them?
You're beautiful.
Come on now, Miyazaki, I can even save this one from pointlessly sacrificing himself by just calling him beautiful. Now, there is no one who likes depression and nihilism in a story more than me. And yes, there is still plenty of that here in Elden Ring. But there is also beauty and redemption. This world still feels like it can be truly saved, unlike an Orlando or Drunk Lake. My choices here still matter. I can't choose to be just a pawn of fate and do the regular, boring ending, but there are also 5 other endings where I either fuck the entire world or create something new entirely. Which doesn't seem to be just a continuation of the same cycle like in previous From Software games.
Darkness will shortly settle, but one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness.
I am by no means an expert in the lore of Elden Ring. For that, there are plenty of other channels out there who have a better grasp in all the details of the world building. In usual From Software writing, everything is vague and subtle, so, to make this video, the only thing I knew for certain was the feelings I felt when I played through the game. And it's with this in mind that I am here now, wanting to share some straight thoughts on my favorite NPCs. At first glance, you might think those two characters have nothing in common, they never interact after all. But both of them are a good example of the difference in tone and writing that we have here in Elden Ring. Dialos and Roderica are searching for their purpose and place in the world, and the reasons why are surprisingly similar. For Roderica, the description of the Crimson Hood tells us why. I take the last line, Roderica never once sought the guidance of grace, to represent the fact that she was never born with a grand fate awaiting her. She had no reason to be a tarnished and leave the lands between the Grand March, since she was never guided or understood the guidance of grace to begin with. Which means she had also no reason to leave whatever home she had beforehand and depart on that journey. This item description also makes a point of making it clear that she was never given specific orders. This, along with the fact that she never once saw grace, paints Roderica as someone that's always lost. Which is why, when we first find her, she seems utterly detached from reality, wanting to muster up the courage to be tortured and grafted. That shows how desperate she was to belong to a group, to belong somewhere, anywhere.
It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
Diallos, on the other hand, seems to have been born with the burden of a grand destiny awaiting him, since he's part of the Hoslow family, given his catchphrase that he loves to repeat over and over again.
The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. In blood!
We can assume that this is a noble family known for a lot of killing and fighting. Growing up in this family, Diallos had an older brother whom he looked up to. Juno, the older brother, inherited the family legacy when he realized that Diallos was outdog and would not be able to live up to the expectations of the family. That made him seem unreachable to Diallos, who felt he had no purpose left in the family since he would be living in his brother's shadow.
I always resented these hands, their pale complexion, a far cry from any warriors, the shame of House Hoslow, but that won't be the case for long. They'll be darkened by grit once I've set out on the path of champions.
But the reason why his brother seemed so unreachable was not because he was a strong and hardened warrior, or that he accepted the burden of being the heir of House Hoslow. No, it was because he knew who he was and who he was not. I have already walked many a road drenched in blood, yet never would I consider myself a champion. Diallos, lost and without guidance, gave up on his revenge so he could feel accepted in the Volcano Manor, just like Roderica.
According to Lady Tanith, I've got the stuff of champions. And champions, ironic as it is, are oft forced to walk a tainted path. It hit me like a bolt from the blue, that my former thoughts were simple naivety. Lanya knows this, I'm certain. Fate has laid hard roads for us both, but such is true of any road trod by champions.
He wanted to belong somewhere, and so he became a recusant. Also, he could be called a champion. But his brother knew better. There is no honor or glory in being a killer. That's the hypocrisy of the Volcano Manor and Diallos. If you want to be a murderer, be a murderer, but don't try to pass it as something honorable. Lost in the world, trying to please others and be recognized by them, both Roderica and Diallos lose themselves in what they really want. In fact, they are so lost, they probably never knew what it is that they wanted deep down in the first place. And if these were Dark Souls, their stories would probably end there, in this degradation.
Master Hugh said it himself, actually, that I'm no mere apprentice any longer. Once again, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Roderica, the certified spiritual.
Have you heard? A new potentate's come to the village. I think he said his name was Diallos. He seems a little down in the dumps, but his hands, as smooth as silk.
His smooth and silky hands feel nice when he pats us.
One was undesirable, fated to be abandoned by all. The other was supposed to be a strong warrior for the sake of his family. But both of these roles are what the others thought of them. No matter how much he despised his hands and wanted them to be darkened, they remained smooth as silk. No matter how much Diallos wanted to be a ruthless warrior, he remained a humble man tending to jars. No matter how much he wanted to live in glory, he died a simple man, but is still capable of defending something. For that is what he always was. Too kind for House Hoslow.
The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. That's the kind of warrior I'm going to be. One who protects everybody.
When you burn the Earth Tree, Hugh starts losing his memories. Even still, he continues to smith. Roderica tries to change his mind, but he continues to smith.
Upset the girl. She says that now my chains are broken, I'm free. What use have I for freedom now?
And when he finally loses all of his memories, all that is left is a dying man in a dying world, unaware of even why he's smithing at the round table. Looking at her mentor, the one person that went out of his way to finally give her guidance and a place to belong, being reduced to a man without purpose. What could she do, if not stay by his side until the very end, even if she burns alongside him? For he represents the only thing that she always needed, a home she could go back to. It's not with every character, and it might not be the exact definition of a happy ending, but Elden Ring gives many of its characters the chance to find themselves and choose to live or die on their own merits. There is place for redemption in this world, for self-discovery, for satisfaction, and for acceptance. For those reasons, it still feels like this world is worth being saved. There is still something to protect.
All men trust fully the illusion of life. But is this so wrong? A construction of facade, and yet a world full of warmth and scandals. Now, Harlow, are you intent on shattering the yoke, spoiling this wonderful falsehood?
In Dark Souls, as a player, the correct answer for this question is yes. It's always going to be yes. In Elden Ring, perhaps the game is not so intent in spoiling this wonderful falsehood. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in more of this kind of content analyzing Elden Ring, please consider subscribing. Bye.